Hello, so this video is Alzheimer's prevention. Does it exist? As they get older, many people worry about developing Alzheimer's disease or a related dementia. If they have a family member with Alzheimer's, they may wonder about their family histories and genetic risk. As many as 5.5 million Americans aged 65 and older live with Alzheimer's. Many more are expected to develop the disease as the population ages, unless ways to prevent or delay it are found. Although scientists have conducted many studies, and more are ongoing, so far nothing has been proven to prevent or delay dementia caused by Alzheimer's disease. But researchers have identified promising strategies and are learning more about what might and might not work. We know that changes in the brain can occur many years before the first symptoms of Alzheimer's appears. These early brain changes point to a possible window of opportunity to prevent or delay debilitating memory loss and other symptoms of dementia. While research may identify specific interventions that will prevent or delay the disease in some people, it's likely that many individuals may need a combination of treatments based on their own risk factors. Researchers are studying many approaches to prevent or delay Alzheimer's. Some focus on drugs, some on lifestyle, and other changes. Let's look at the most promising interventions to date and what we know about them. Evaluating the latest Alzheimer's disease prevention research. A recent review of research looked carefully at the evidence on ways to prevent or delay Alzheimer's dementia or age-related cognitive decline, led by a committee of experts from the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine. The review found encouraging but inclusive evidence of three types of interventions: increased physical activity, blood pressure control for people with high blood pressure, cognitive training. The evidence for other interventions, such as medications and diet, was not as strong. However, scientists are continuing to explore these and other possible preventions. Can increasing physical activity prevent Alzheimer's disease? Physical activity has many health benefits, such as reducing falls, maintaining mobility and independence, and reducing the risk of chronic conditions like depression, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Based on research to date, there is not enough evidence to recommend exercise as a way to prevent Alzheimer's dementia or mild cognitive impairment, a condition of mild memory problems that often leads to Alzheimer's disease. Years of animal and human observational studies suggest the possible benefits of exercise for the brain. Some studies have shown that people who exercise have a lower risk of cognitive decline than those who don't. Exercise has also been associated with fewer Alzheimer's plaques and tangles in the brain and better performance on certain cognitive tests. While clinical trials suggest that exercise may help delay or slow age-related cognitive decline, there's not enough evidence to conclude that it can prevent or slow MCI or Alzheimer's dementia. One study compared a high-intensity aerobic exercise, such as walking or running on a treadmill, to a low-intensity stretching and balance exercise in 65 volunteers with MCI and pre-diabetes. After 6 months, researchers found that the aerobic group had better executive function, the ability to plan and organize, than the stretching and balance group, but not better short-term memory. Can controlling high blood pressure prevent Alzheimer's disease? Controlling high blood pressure is known to reduce a person's risk of heart disease and stroke. The NASEM committee of experts conclude that managing blood pressure when it's high, particularly for middle-aged adults, also might help prevent or delay Alzheimer's dementia. Many types of studies show a connection between high blood pressure, a cerebrovascular disease, and dementia. For example, it's common for people with Alzheimer's-related changes in the brain to also have signs of vascular damage in the brain. Autopsy studies show. In addition, observational studies have found that high blood pressure in middle age, along with other cerebrovascular risk factors such as diabetes and smoking, increase the risk of developing dementia. Clinical trials, the gold standard of medical proof, are underway to determine whether managing high blood pressure in individuals with hypertension can prevent Alzheimer's dementia or cognitive decline. One large clinical trial called SprintMind, symbolic systolic blood pressure intervention trial, memory and cognition in decreased hypertension, found that lowering systolic blood pressure to less than 120 mmHg compared to a target of less than 140 mmHg did not significantly reduce the risk of dementia. Participants were adults aged 50 and older who were at risk of cardiovascular disease but had no history of stroke or diabetes. However, the multi-year study did show that this intense blood pressure lowering significantly reduced the risk of MCI, a common precursor of Alzheimer's, in the participants. In addition, researchers found that it was safe for the brain. The results of SprintMind provide further evidence for the connection between cardiovascular health and brain health. Further studies are needed to determine which people at what age might benefit from the most from particular blood pressure management approaches, and how these approaches affect the risk of dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. While research continues, experts recommend that people control high blood pressure at lower the risk of serious health problems, including heart disease and stroke. Learn more ways to control your blood pressure. So, can cognitive training prevent Alzheimer's disease? Cognitive training involves structured activities designed to enhance memory, reasoning, and speed of processing. There is encouraging but inclusive evidence that a specific computer-based cognitive training may help delay or slow age-related cognitive decline. However, there is no evidence that it can prevent or delay Alzheimer's-related cognitive impairment. Studies show that the cognitive training can improve the type of cognition a person is trained in. For example, older adults who receive 10 hours of practice designed to enhance their speed and accuracy in responding to pictures presented briefly on a computer screen got faster and better at the specific tasks and other tasks in which enhanced speed of processing is important. Similarly, older adults who received several hours of instruction on effective memory strategies showed improved memory when using those strategies. The important question is whether such training has long-term benefits or translates into improved performance on daily activities like driving and remembering to take medicine. Some of the strongest evidence that this might be the case comes from the NIA-sponsored Advanced Cognitive Training for Independent and Vital Elderly, or quote-unquote active trial. In this trial, healthy adults aged 65 and older participated in 10 sessions of memory, reasoning, and speed of processing training with certified trainers during 5 to 6 weeks, with booster sessions made available to some participants 11 months and 3 years after initial training. The sessions improved particularly mental areas and skills in the area which they were trained, but not in other areas, and improvements persisted years after the training was completed. In addition, participants in all three groups reported that they could perform daily activities with greater independence in as many as 10 years later, although there was no objective data to support this. Findings from long-term observational studies in which researchers observed behavior but did not influence or change it also suggests that informal cognitively stimulated activities such as reading or playing games may lower risk of Alzheimer's related to cognitive impairment and dementia. For example, a study of nearly 2,000 cognitively normal adults, 70 and older, found that participating in games, crafts, computer use, and social activities for about 4 years was associated with a lower risk of MCI. Scientists think that some of these activities may protect the brain by establishing reserve, the brain's ability to operate effectively even when it is damaged or some brain function is disrupted. Another theory is that such activities may help the brain become more adaptable in some mental functions, so it can compensate for declines in others. Scientists do not know if particular types of cognitive training or elements of the training, such as instruction or social interaction, work better than others, but many studies are ongoing. So can eating certain foods or diets prevent Alzheimer's disease? People often wonder if a certain diet or specific foods can help prevent Alzheimer's disease. The recent NASEM review of research did not find enough evidence to recommend a certain diet to prevent cognitive decline or Alzheimer's. However, certain diets and healthy eating patterns have been associated with cognitive benefits. Studies of diets such as the Mediterranean diet or in the MIND diet, a combination of the Mediterranean and DASH diets, are underway. Targets of Alzheimer's disease prevention research. Researchers are exploring these and other interventions that may help prevent, delay, or slow Alzheimer's dementia or age-related cognitive decline. Other research targets include new drugs to delay onset, diabetes treatment, depression treatment, blood pressure and lipid-lowering treatments, sleep interventions, social engagement, vitamins such as B12, plus folic acid supplements, and D, combined physical and mental exercises. So what's the bottom line on Alzheimer's prevention? Alzheimer's disease is complex, and the best strategy to prevent or delay it may turn out to be a combination of measures. In the meantime, you can do many things that may keep your brain healthy and your body fit. You also can help scientists learn more about volunteering to participate in research. Clinical trials and studies are looking for all kinds of people: healthy volunteers, cognitively normal participants within a family with a family history of Alzheimer's, people with MCI, and people who are diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease or related dementia. So that's it for this video. Thank you for listening.